Hello, I'm Lisa Crispin.
And I'm Janet Gregory. Welcome to another episode of our Donkeys and Dragons video chat, where we talk about a testing related topic for about 15 minutes. Today, we're going to talk about a new mini book, Holistic Testing, Weave Quality into Your Product, which of course is available for free as a download on our Agile Testing Fellow.com website. And so,
Awesome.
and I'll stop sharing now so you can have both of us.
Cool. Janet, it was great to co-author another book with you, and also a lot of work to make such a short book. It's our shortest one yet. I'd like to get into our motivation to take on this task.
Well, the holistic testing model itself evolved from Dan Ashby's continuous loop blog post that he did, and a diagram that you created for one of our talks. I remember actually having my granddaughter color it pretty.
I love the colors.
Yeah. And of course, chatting with you and others. So I also wrote a blog posts on my ideas at the beginning, and then you and I both did quite a few more blog posts as part of the Agile Testing Fellow.com. But as I continued to talk more and more about the topic, I realized that we didn't have one common source. I couldn't say, refer to this. So I come up with the idea of an article or a white paper. And of course, once we started writing, we found that it was bigger than a white paper or an article. But we still wanted to keep it small. And that was the hard part.
Definitely. We had a lot of material, and getting it organized in the right way and including everything we wanted to include, but keep it short was hard. And, thinking back to when you created that model, every time even today, when I look at the typical DevOps loop that people post online, I notice what you pointed out, that there's a test phase in it, and that's just all wrong. So I'm very grateful that you came up with this holistic testing model idea. And it's been so fun to share it with people, because it really resonates with people whose teams are already on this journey, that they've adopted a holistic approach. They have the whole team collaborating on quality and testing. So I've heard people say, wow, this is exactly what we do. I can use this model to explain what we do to others, including the business stakeholders. It makes it so much easier to understand. And I still hear all the time from people who say, well, our team has agreed we should all collaborate and have a whole team approach to testing and quality, but we don't even know how to put a strategy together. And I really feel like this mini book gives them a place to start and get traction on creating that strategy. So the book is about more than just a holistic testing model,
Yes.
though, which has been really cool. So can you share how you grew past just including the model?
Well, I think part of it is you talked about the strategy and having the conversation around the model, which is why you have a model, is to get those conversations going. But testing is, a small part. It's a very important part, but it really is a small part of building quality in, right? So to talk about holistic testing without the discussion about quality somehow seemed lacking. It wasn't enough. So we put in a few different approaches to quality in the book. So because people will look at it from lots of different perspectives, and there's so many ways to look at it. The other topics that we felt we needed to include was assessing and measuring quality. And I think maybe that was because I just finished that book with Selena on assessing quality, but also culture, both team and organizational culture, right? And part of that is the impact of leadership. We're requesting for quality, but how does leadership fit in, and what is the impact that good leadership or maybe not so good leadership has? So
I think it does tie in a lot with your book on the quality practices assessment model with Selena. And I feel like that's another aspect where leadership comes in, because good leaders of software organizations, they want to know, what is quality to us? Where are we in all these different aspects of quality? What do we need to improve the next? thing. And I think this book is a help with that as well. And I really like that, though we kept the book short, there's a ton of resources and links in there so people can dive deeper on all these different aspects of holistic testing, quality, testing and continuous delivery, assessing quality practices, and much more. Um, and we're very grateful to the testing practitioners who reviewed our drafts, gave us really valuable feedback, made the book a lot better. And now that the book's available, people are actually writing reviews of it, which is really nice, and giving us more feedback. And one of the reasons we kept it as an ebook is we want to be able to update it in the future as things evolve and we get more feedback, more ideas. So Janet,
Yeah.
when people download the book and read it, what do you hope they'll do? What steps do you hope they'll take first?
Well, I hope that people use the ideas, first of all, or find them helpful, right? They won't use everything. I never expect them to use everything. But I hope they find, little tidbits here or there, but also use it as a reference. You mentioned that when you talk to people, they say, you know what, I can use this as a place to start the conversations. And I think that when I hear things like that, that's gives me a
Mhm.
lot of I don't know what word I want, kind of a warm fuzzy feeling that people find it helpful, right? But I also hope that people share their experiences with us to say,
Mhm.
Janet, Lisa, we tried this, but it wasn't really helpful. In our experience, it didn't work. I know one of the things that we want to do is start a series of discussions, maybe on the Ministry of Testing site. Start
Mhm.
getting people to think about it and share their experiences, because that's such a good website to have those kinds of discussions. Um, it doesn't, this mini book, and we call it a mini book because it's 37 pages. So it's not quite big enough to be called a real book, but it's too big to be an article. But um, it doesn't replace any of our other books. In
Mhm.
fact, I think it's complementary. It's something we've thought about since we've even written Agile Testing Condensed, which was only a couple of years old, right? Because it's evolving, our thoughts
Mhm.
evolve. So I think it's complementary versus replacing. Who knows?
Well,
What?
software development evolves, right? And even just a few years ago, there were not that many teams even trying to get towards continuous delivery, where now there are a lot more teams who've actually achieved it, but they're still struggling with the testing. And, I feel like we got so much feedback from teams over the years that use the agile testing quadrants model from our first book,
Yes.
which we got from Brian Merrick. And they use that as a thinking tool. They put it on their wall. They use it to help plan their testing. And it's similar in that it covers, again, all aspects throughout the whole life cycle of software development.
Yeah.
And I think because the DevOps loop is such a common image that people use, it gets into people's heads and it's like, well, where does testing fit on that? Well, we need to, for people to understand, testing fits everywhere on that. And we
Yeah.
really still want to focus on building quality in so that we can do these frequent changes to production, giving value to our customers, keeping it risk-free as we can. And yeah, so we love visual models. And I just think we've just evolved a new way of looking at things. There are other great models as well, but
Oh, exactly. In fact, it was funny because I was laying in bed this morning and trying to decide whether to get up because I woke up early. But I was thinking about the holistic testing model and the quadrants and thinking, could we map them? Because I'm right
that's
on.
so okay. That's spooky, Janet, because I was thinking about that in the wee hours of the morning too when I was lying awake in
We're
bed.
psychic.
Maybe that's a future video chat. How do they relate? Because they do.
Yeah, but you'd have to kind of put it on an angle, or I don't know. But anyhow, it was a fun kind of little exercise in our brain. Yeah, we are getting too much alike there, Lisa, thinking about them in the middle of the night. All right. So we'll wrap this up, I think. It's not quite 15 minutes, but that's okay. We don't have to stay to a specific time frame.
A short video chat for a short vote.
Yeah. So let me share my screen again. Share. That's always helpful. So that's the holistic testing model we were just talking about. We do have another video chat about the model itself.
Mhm.
And of course, you want to download the mini book. But let's see here. Let me change the slide. There we go. So you can download, you can contact us, and you can download the mini book on the main page, right? Of Agile
Right.
Testing.
Just scroll down a little, you'll see the button. We don't even make you put your email in. It's just free for the asking.
Right. And if you want to contact us, we're pretty easy to get a hold of. So we hope you do. And in the meantime, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, be sure to subscribe to our newsletter, also on agiletestingfellow.com. And as of the time of this recording, if you watch this soon after we release it, we'll be at Agile Testing Days pretty soon in Chicago, and Janet will be at the one in Cologne at Agile Testing Days Open Air. So, and we'll both be at Agile on the Beach. So we hope that some of you that are watching this, we might meet you in person.
That would be so exciting. I'd love that.
And also check out our blog posts on agiletestingfellow.com.
Yeah. Anything else we need to say? Wait,
I'm just filling the time.
All right. Talk to you later. See you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.